Welcome back, you sons of fishes, to video 2 of Ocean Week. If you don't know what that is, I'm doing a video every day this week until we hit the Ocean anniversary, the anniversary of when the first video was filmed. Not as upload, but it was filmed. So, videos every week, as well as streams every week. I'm doing a week-long tournament thing on my Twitch channel, so go follow that if you haven't. Alright, plugging aside, yes, you read the title right. I'm gonna rank cell phone coverage maps. Now, you're probably thinking like, oh, you're ranking like how good their coverage is or something. Like, no. I'm ranking how accurate I think they actually are. Because you look at some of them and you're like, really? You're telling me there's 5G in Circle Montana Verizon? Really? That's what I mean. Anytime like you see like those ads on TV where it's like, this is our coverage, I'm like, I'm pretty sure those are fake. Like, I think there's a thing that's like, oh yeah, they literally just color in a map, kinda. It's like, because you look at it and it's like, really? You're gonna tell me that there's that much coverage in North Dakota, but there's just a large chunk missing from Virginia, and a state that has population probably at least like triple. But I want to talk about how accurate things are, because also apparently back way like when I think it's 4G came out, at&t sued Verizon over a map they made because they just apparently just made up a map. They're like, oh, this is our coverage, this is at&t's coverage, and they just like splotched in some like of the big cities. It's like that still would cover most of the population. Like those splotches, it's like. But then I ran into a problem of the maps are interactive, so you can zoom in and see that they're. So it might be a bit more accurate than I thought, because I noticed the ones on TV. I was watching them on TV when I saw a commercial, and so I thought of this. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to give each one a letter grade, so I hope you enjoy.
Should mention that you should probably take everything with a grain of salt, because I'm just kind of saying things here where it's like, oh, I don't think that'd have coverage, or maybe that would have coverage, I'm just kind of pointing things out on the map that I think are odd. Doesn't reflect what actually does and doesn't have coverage, I'm just pointing things out, Okay, something I realized when working on this was that this map is interactive. Like, you can zoom in and out, and you can see that if it'll load. This is the one that didn't have the key change. Zoom in. Okay, yeah, zoom in. But if you zoom in, you can see that, oh, wait, it's not all 5G. Because, even still, there's no way that all this much of North Dakota has 5G, right? I'm really going to focus in on North Dakota today. And just has coverage in general. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Large gaps of Montana, a lot of just 3G in this part of South Dakota. But how is there so much in North Dakota? There's nothing here. Also, all of Saskatchewan? Nah. Even these things? Oh yeah, you can't even tell what kind of coverage it is because, it's other coverage, it's partner coverage. Like, this much of Alberta, you're telling me this much? But, this Ontario map looks like it makes sense. Because, this is a lot of nothing around there. Maine looks like makes sense. And so is Newfoundland. We got to look at Newfoundland for all as much as possible. Yeah, it's all guest coverage that you can't tell. You're telling me these little islands have coverage from T-Mobile? Am I done with this? Are there just large gaps where there's just... Yeah, I guess there are in Florida where there's just large gaps. There's some decently sized gaps and nothing. Also Nevada? You're telling me Nevada has this much cover? What is this? What is this big circular-ish thing here? Is this like a missile site? Well, that's enough of that panning map, Just so you know, it's not all 5G, even though it does. It's pretty deceptive looking, Makes it seem like, oh man, there's a lot of 5G. It's like, nope, not really. Also, Idaho, man, get fucked. There's a moth on my claw. Get off, dude. What are you doing? Alright, into the trash you go. Can you not fly? Oh, you can. Trash moth. Alright, so I'll only be looking at, the zoomed out 5G map, because I don't have time to just zoom in and look around in all the states. So I'm just gonna, based on 5G, even though it's not all 5G, but still. Things that are glaringly obvious, there's no way the Dakotas have that much coverage. Nebraska, Kansas, look at the plains here. There's no way the plains would have that much coverage. Idaho's, it makes sense that there's not many people in that chunk. Nevada looks like it's way too much coverage in general, So I'm just gonna give this a baseline C, because I don't know what to expect here. Alright, this is at&t, I believe. Man, I believe this less than the T-Mobile one.
like the biggest chunk missing is in like Montana, which I mean makes sense, you know, big empty state. Oh, well, I can't say Alaska, so. And Maine has a big chunk. Like, I feel like there should be way more chunks missing here. So I'm moving T-Mobile up to a B, and I'm gonna keep this. I make this a D. No, this is, yeah, we'll make this a D, because like there's no way. Once again, even more coverage in Dakotas and Nevada. How does Nevada have so much? Arizona, New Mexico, another couple of empty states there. Even the empty parts of Texas have coverage. Like, it just looks like, oh, we'll just leave a few spots out. And it's like, it doesn't look right. Alright, I don't remember what this one was. It was from some company I'd never heard of. But this one looks like the most realistic, you know? Again, why is so much coverage in the Dakotas? But I'm pretty sure green here for them was 5G, which it makes sense. It's interesting that's they're probably a Midwest-based company, if I had to assume. You know, based on that splotch of green. So, you know, it kind of spreads out from there. But there's some interesting things, like there's a little bit in Washington, which is interesting, in Oregon, and some in New Hampshire. That's a little odd. The coverage in like northern New Hampshire and Maine, those are some pretty empty places. But once again, like a lot of stuff filled in. Nevada looks a bit better though, where it's kind of like it looks the most splotchy. Big chunk of Idaho missing again. Since I know the green is 5G on this one, I don't know. This is definitely better than the at&t map. But is it better than T-Mobile? That's the thing. Like, do I believe this more in T-Mobile? I say yeah, because T-Mobile is misleading as hell. So I'm gonna put this at a B. Yeah, I'm gonna rank this at top for like being a bit more less misleading, because it's like, yeah, green is 5G and the rest, and blue is the rest. I'm pretty sure. Ah, fucking moth. This is Verizon. So yeah, the dark red spots are ultra wideband, so that's like in big cities, and the red is 5G, and the orange is 4G. This looks like the most realistic coverage map I've seen of 5G. Like it doesn't look misleading at all, you know. This might be the top, like in terms of just like believability. I think Verizon's at the top right now, and then the rest of the orange is just like 4G. If there's some gray, which I don't see any gray, it's 3G. Oh, there's some in Montana. Makes sense. I mean, yeah, this one makes kind of sense. Again, Dakotas. I feel like the Dakotas shouldn't have that much coverage, but I don't know. I don't live in the Dakotas, so I have no way of confirming if like the middle of nowhere Dakotas has that much coverage. Nevada, you know, once again looks pretty splotchy. This is probably like the best one because it's like it actually shows. Like you don't have to zoom in to see that. Like, oh, there's a difference between all of them. Although it's interesting that there's quite a bit of 5G in Cheyenne. Looks like it's spreading into Cheyenne, like, and up into Greeley, like. In Colorado, which is kind of odd. Like kind of spreading out from major cities, but it's weird it goes all the way up there. You know, you can see like where cities are basically. Mississippi gets nothing. Pretty funny. Oh yeah, Missoula gets some, but Mississippi, nah. New York. Why does Vermont have so much? West Virginia also getting screwed. Yeah, it's pretty good. As far as believability, this might be an A. This whatever that other brand was, then T-Mobile, and then at&t is still on the bottom. And the last one we have is Boost Mobile. This one expanded. I think this one's all supposed to be 5G. Oh yeah, they're claiming this is all 5G. It's not. They don't have an interactive map, so you can't tell. Just the fact that we know it's all 5G. Like, in part, population goes pretty. Like, I don't know. It's looking pretty good in terms of like, yeah, this makes sense where else stuff would be. Once again, Nevada, Dakotas. Why are there so much? But they do have. This is the most splotchy Dakotas and northern Minnesota. You know, West Virginia, I mean, I'm seeing splotches in the parts where I still feel like I'm going with Verizon because it makes a bit more sense to only have 5G in certain spots, but I don't know, this might be a B. There's some there, like, I swear I saw one where it's like the Virginia Beach area was in white. Virginia Beach, you know, the largest city in Virginia largest city proper in Virginia. But here's a 4G map. I think this is when 4G was first coming out, 2013, yeah, that sounds about right. Verizon? What are you trying to say here? You're trying to say you have coverage in all of the Dakotas, but you're like, nah. Like, once again, a lot of Midwest and Plains there. And they're like, oh, yeah, no, T-Mobile doesn't have anything. Yeah, like, Sprint, yeah, why would... It seems kind of misleading to have Sprint not have anything at all on the West Coast. Oh, man, there's, like, a blotch there. Like, there's a couple blotches around California, but still, it's like, this seems... Like, really, Verizon, is yours really that much better? I don't know, I just find it interesting. I obviously I find maps interesting, but I just find these so interesting, because it's like, they just color in... A lot of them just color in randomly. I mean, granted, there are, like, the interactive ones now, but, like, the ones on TV, just pay attention to the next time you see a coverage out on TV and see if there's any like irregularities where you think like there shouldn't be coverage there, or like why is there no coverage there? So just something I noticed, and maybe you will now too. Time for the outro. Thanks for watching this far, especially about cell phone coverage maps. Like, who the fuck cares? Am I right? But I don't know. I wanted to talk about it. I thought I could make something out of it. Guys, if you made it this far, why not like the video and subscribe if you're not already? I mean, come on. You made it this way. Why not? So I hope you're enjoying Ocean Week so far. Join me tomorrow where I do another Long John Silver's weird reviews. Hope to see you then. Streams every day. Follow Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Links to those are all in the description. I did everything out of order. Signing out.